For fuck's sakes. I gotta do this shit again. Welcome everyone to Walking After Whiskey. I'm Shorty.
And I'm Travis. We're gonna break down your latest episode of The Walking Dead tonight.
That would be season 9, episode 15.
The calm before the...
Blink, blink, blink.
We're also gonna break down some top shelf for Shorty.
It's questionable. Top shelf is
It's
questionable.
a hype joke. Four Roses, what's up, Scott? Hey. Always here at Junction Brewery. Scott's a staple here. Shorty's about to be a staple here pretty soon too. Four Roses makes amazing bourbon. This is Kentucky Straight Bourbon tonight. It's actually really low on the shelf for
me, apparently.
And it's really, really good. Let's drink our whiskey and get to the show.
I'll be the judge.
So judgy.
Cheers, y'all.
Along with their actual final product. And this is the guy that
Loves it. She loves it.
Big heart for this one.
Before we get to the review of this episode, we're going to just give you a two-step interview.
Here, behind the scenes.
Before we get to this review of episode 15, we're going to break down just a couple major points of episode 14, Scars.
Right. So we finally get to see what the scars are on the back of Michonne and Daryl. And freaky fucking episode. Like Children of the Corn came out.
Yeah,
Okay, so a couple things. So really quickly, so we learned that why Michonne doesn't want anyone ever in Alexandria again. Like we learned that because Jocelyn, one of her friends from back in the day, double crosses her with some wicked ass fucking children.
Yes.
I don't have children, but who knew that you could manipulate them so badly? But whatever.
Pavlov did.
Anyways. So all that turmoil, but you finally get to see what the exes are about, why Michonne doesn't want anyone into Alexandria, both her and Daryl. Like, I just need to address, who fucking brands a goddamn pregnant woman? Like, for fuck's sakes. Like, my mouth hit. Like,
They're definitely committed to their craft, for sure. It wasn't very tasteful.
And Michonne has to do like the unthinkable thing. Michonne has to save her child, her baby, and her unborn child, and Judith. Michonne has to kill children. And I actually thought it kind of cool that they didn't show the children. Like they didn't do a whole Star Wars thing where they showed all the killing of the children, the little baby Jedis.
She went for Anakin for sure.
You got it. And then you saw the death of Jocelyn, which, if you didn't rejoice in the death of Jocelyn, then you're not human.
She got it.
So yeah, she did good. Yeah. And then they escape, right? Judith's fine.
We also get to see Judith is very young in here. She may be like 6 years old, but we also get to see
four,
she's
right?
very
I'm
tiny.
thinking four.
We get to see them really bond over something that Rick used to do. Obviously, he used to go out when he couldn't sleep or had night tremors. He'd go out and kill a bunch of zombies. Michonne does this, and so does Judith.
Right.
So even though she's not blood with Rick, she shows a lot of his tendencies, inherited.
But
Shane's got some crazy kids.
But it's not just Shane / Rick, but it's Michonne. That's how Michonne dealt with her insomnia. Michonne would go out randomly and kill a bunch of zombies. So Judith's a badass. I'm just gonna say that. Like, keep going with that because she is probably my favorite character on the show right now. Absolutely.
So if you ever see a Grimes sleepwalking, don't wake them up.
Yeah.
Bad shit will happen in the kitchen.
You're gonna get fucked the fuck up.
Right. So now we get back to our season 15, or episode 15 review.
Right.
Welcome everyone to Walking After Whiskey. I'm Shorty, and I have a special guest here with me today.
I'm Erin Shalley. I'm one of the owners of Epidemic Ales in Concord.
There could not be a better place, a better brewery to actually host one of our shows. So this is our first ever road show, at least from me and Travis's standpoint. So our first ever road show, and we really wanted to highlight Epidemic because it's in my hometown, and we normally go to Travis's hometown. Really selfish, but whatever. So now we're in my hometown, and like I said, couldn't ask for a more appropriate brewery ever, Epidemic Ales, to kind of do a little bit of a road show. So we're we're going to do some interview time here. Ask Aaron some questions about the brewery, talk a little bit about some Walking Dead, and let's get started.
All right, sounds good.
Aaron, so how old is this brewery?
We've been around a little over 3 years. We're actually having our 3-year anniversary party on May 18th.
Really excited.
So
Yep,
yes.
really excited. I'm coming.
So yeah, so we've been here. We've been in the community for about 4 years, but we just opened our tap room a little over 3 years ago. So yeah, we're getting busier and busier. Getting food trucks out here
rocking out
Fridays
there
and
right
Saturdays.
now.
Yeah, on a Monday we got a lot of people out.
Yeah,
so.
it's great.
Yeah, it's been
Very
really
nice to
good.
see.
It's great.
So how did so there's 4 owners, right? 4.
Yes.
4 owners. So how did it come about? Like, how did y'all get started?
We were home brewers, so like a lot of breweries start out, everybody home brews. So we used to home brew in my backyard in Concord.
Nice.
So we would all just be home brewing and barbecuing, hanging out with our dogs. And we eventually started, decided that we were going to try and make the next step and see if we could start our own brewery, which we did.
It's great.
So yeah, and we've just been growing ever since.
And who came up with the kick-ass concept?
Well, we went through a bunch of different names, probably like 50 different names.
Really?
And my partner Holly came up with Epidemic Ales. We thought this could be great. We could come up with some really great beer names.
Fantastic.
So yeah, it stuck, and we also wanted to be very memorable. And yeah, it's definitely a memorable name and logo.
Yep, great logo. So all of their beer names all have some type of apocalyptic zombie type of theme to them, which is really fun. So, and one of the things I like best about this brewery is you all have your staples for sure. Like I'm a stout girl, and you always have at least 2 stouts on tap for me.
Yep.
I feel like it's for me personally. But everything has such a great name to it. But you're turning taps. Like you guys are always testing or always trying new beers, always brewing new things. So
yeah, we like to keep it interesting.
So what's in the future? So we got some. I know we saw a couple little clips on your Facebook page and everything for new stuff coming up. So what's coming in the future?
So well, right now we're doing a lot of our spring beers. So we have like a hazy IPL, which is an India Pale Lager. We also have our Vanilla and Villain, which I'm drinking today. It's a vanilla cream ale, which is really great. Take a sip.
Take a sip. I'm going to take a sip too.
I know.
She's making me thirsty.
And we also have our Strawberry Blonde Ale, which is called Devil's Daughter. Those are our spring beers. So, and then we're going to be coming out with some summer beers. We're going to be bringing back some of our old favorites, probably doing some new ones. But the one we're most excited about, and you're going to be most excited about, is we just got some bourbon barrels to put this OG Nightshade Stout in the bourbon barrels with vanilla beans.
Oh, like our cameraman's really excited right now too.
Yes.
You can't see his face, but he's super excited right now.
We are excited too because we just secured these bourbon barrels like a couple days ago. They're super fresh. They were just dumped. Well, they were just emptied, I guess you should say. They were just emptied, so we just brought them in and we brewed the batch. We're going to put them in probably next week. So it's going to be a couple months because it has to barrel age, but this is one of our staple beers that everybody asks about. Everybody loves it.
So good.
I think you got some of the last one that we bottled.
We did. And thank you for that.
A little extra bottle maybe on the side.
I couldn't be here, so I'm like, Paul, please go down and get that. Just get it for me.
I took care of you.
So you did, and I appreciate you so much. So the other cool thing about Erin is she's also a Walking Dead fan, so it happens to kind of coincide with our show. So who's your favorite character on Walking Dead?
Well, I like a lot of the strong women characters they have. I like Michonne. I liked Maggie. She's no longer there.
Come on,
Carol.
Maggie.
I know. I love Carol. But I also really love Negan just because he's so sarcastic and it's just freaking. He makes me laugh every time.
And now you're gonna like him more. Like the show is setting it up for everyone just to fall in love with him and then just kind of wait to be.
We always have lots of stuff. And Mug Club. We should talk about Mug Club.
We should talk about
cheers.
The Mug Club. I'm gonna drink first.
So our friend here, Shorty, as she goes by on this.
So the Mug Club, and you guys have, I will tell you, the best Mug Club ever. Like,
well, thank
Paul
you.
in his hometown belongs to like their own personal Mug Club. Not that I don't love them though, but like every time you come in, your first beer's free. Like your first beer's free.
And you get it in this cool mug with the logo.
You do get, and on May 18th for your anniversary, we get like some special gift, which I'm super excited about.
Yes, you get your own special Mug Club T-shirt designed just for Mug Club members. So
I know.
Yes.
Paul's now like, I know.
You need
Paul,
to join.
I know.
Yeah.
Paul's gonna. We'll have Paul join too. So, and how do they join the Mug Club?
So you can go on our website. We have a special tab on our website for Mug Club, and it takes you to our online store, which is shop.epidemicdales.com. But yeah, you can go on there and you can purchase it, and you also, with the mug of beer that you get each time you come in, you also get 15% off any merchandise or crowlers or growlers to go. So.
And I'm telling you, like, their merchandise is the coolest. I think I have almost one of everything now.
Yeah, you're always sporting a
I
hat,
have a beanie, I have a hat, I have a sweatshirt, I have
yeah.
shirts, I have tank tops, I have everything. So, and the cool mug, because you guys all around the community. So the really cool thing about Epidemic Ales too is they are really involved in the community. Pretty much any beer fest, Oktoberfest, you guys are out. You're always helping raise money for the community. So even more reason to love you guys.
Yeah, we definitely we do a lot of like the nonprofit organizations. We donate to those, and we're doing Bike to the Bridges.
Bike the Bridges. So Bike the Bridges. I have to plug this. Is I might screw up the date. I think it's June 9th.
I want to say June
Gracious.
9th. That's what I was going to say too. It's a Sunday.
Look it
right?
up. It's June 9th. So Bike the Bridges Beer Fest. 100% of proceeds benefit Special Olympics. A lot of great local breweries like Epidemic Ales are going to be there. Although it's called Bike the Bridges, you don't have to bike. Please don't. Like, we won't bike. We will just drink. That's what we do. So,
I'll be pouring beer.
Yeah, exactly. So the Booze and Brews Do-Gooders are actually going to be helping with setup, takedown, anything that they need for that particular event. But definitely come out and see. And are you guys going to be at
Martinez?
Bay Area? Yes, Bay Area Craft Beer Fest.
The Martinez Craft Brew Fest in
April
20th.
Yes.
Yes, 420.
We'll
It's gonna be an interesting
be
day.
there too. So again, so more places that you can see Epidemic. They're all over,
Yeah.
but absolutely come down to the brewery. They have all kinds of games. They have pool, the best beer tenders around. Aaron's
Kid
here.
friendly, dog friendly. There's
friendly.
a dog right behind the camera
I
right
don't know
now.
if y'all could see her. She's being a pain in the butt right now. But yeah, dog friendly. So.
But yeah, we're open 7 days a week now. We just recently opened Mondays and Tuesdays, so you can come here any day.
And your
of the week.
hours are again?
Monday through Fridays, 3:30 to 8, and then Saturday, Sunday, 12 to 8. Oh, our address is 150 Mason Circle in Concord. So we're right off of Port Chicago Highway, Bates Avenue.
Look for
Just
the signs. They
put
have
in
conveniently
your
placed
Google map.
signs everywhere, so you
Yes.
know where to turn. Because we're in a little bit of an industrial area. If you're like, there's no way there's a brewery here, just keep going. You'll find it.
Yeah,
it's the right.
Follow the cars, because
Yeah.
pretty much when everybody else is closed around here, we're open. So we're really the only thing going on, which
Very
is pretty
nice.
cool. So.
All right. Well, thank
right.
you for your
Well,
time.
cheers. Thanks
you.
for
letting me be part. I feel like a stalker half the time because I love this place so much.
I know. Well, we appreciate your posts too. She's always posting
Absolutely.
Booze and
Absolutely.
Brews.
I
so.
love this
Yeah,
place.
it's
I
great.
love this place so much, and all the people that work here, they're so fantastic. Aaron,
thank you. I appreciate
I
that.
really feel like I do stalk you, but Aaron is so
Walker stalker.
I know. Aaron's so good to me. But please come down, support the brewery, support all your local breweries, and thank you so much for
Thank you.
agreeing to this and letting us. Do our little road trip. Your first road trip. So
Yes, it's very cool.
yeah.
Thank you for coming out, and yeah, this is
Absolutely.
fun. So
thank you guys.
we'll see all you guys out here at Epidemic Hills.
Absolutely.
This one is all about the badass alpha and the revenge and this episode was so good. It kind of was, and what I liked about it is I'm gonna randomly jump because that's what I do.
Please.
So, but this episode was everything that you wanted. Not too terrible, like it wasn't a Glenn Abraham episode, like
Sure.
that didn't happen, but you got it. Like I was a bawling mess by the end of the show, but you understood everything without that kind of intensity.
Sure.
But okay, so let's start with Alpha. Alpha skins a couple of people from Alexandria. The poor anniversary.
We see the people going to the fair, right? They're basically loading up. It's a very Little House on the Prairie episode. Everyone's very happy together. They've all made their trinkets and their wares to take to the fair to share. And they all little H's carvings, little wood carvings, and they have a couple friends go with them. In the comics, you just see Alpha in this bonnet, but in this episode, you actually get to see how she got this bonnet, which is pretty gross. You don't see how they attacked them, but you see the same person being skinned or scalped and getting her hair taken from her.
And I actually thought for a minute, so Alpha changes her accent too. So it actually took me a minute to
Is that
be
it?
like, Yeah, like, took me a minute. I was like, is that, I thought it was Alpha. Actually, I wrote my notes, it's Alpha. And then I actually crossed it out because I'm like, the accent's not there.
Sure.
So who is this person? And then, of course, it ends up being Alpha. Like, once you see Alpha in the theater with Lydia.
Yes. They do a lot of fanfare. For the nerds who read the comic books. Well, she in the comics she just kind of walks around the fair and interacts with people, and her interactions lead to people that she pulls to the side to kill. And it's actually really cool to see her kind of like wandering around, very open-eyed, and just she tells them like, this is just this is you guys have a legacy to an old dead civilization that's not here anymore. But she's wide-eyed, open around with this bonnet on, just having a grand old time, looking at wares, picking up things, and just acting like she's just wide-eyed. But she also,
observing everything.
she shows how good she is in listening and hearing everything around her.
Right. And so she meets King Ezekiel, and well, the king don't know. He's never seen her, right? 'Cause nobody knows. Like, her disguise is so brilliant, and even if she probably would have came in like a bald motherfucker like she is, you wouldn't have guessed because they have not seen her.
Right.
Other people might have seen her,
The
but
Hilltop
nobody.
people would have seen
But the majority of people haven't seen her. But she puts the disguise on, so she's looking for her daughter, obviously, and finds Lydia in the theater.
Yeah.
And intense.
So in the comics, what we know is Ezekiel dies in the comic books, and
I've been all angsty now.
you start to like actually be able to they're losing people, and so if you read the comic books, you know what happens. She picks them off one by one. So you start to see less and less people in the episode. You don't really know who's gone.
Right.
And when I still take Ezekiel by the hand to go walk somewhere, I was like, oh my god, like this is the moment when I'm going to lose the king, right? And we found out later on that different people did get killed from the comic books and in the show, which was really crazy how that worked out, but it was very methodical how she picked them off one by one. I think that she picked them off very purposefully. I don't think they were random at all. I think people that she got.
Oh, it's a portion. Sorry to interrupt.
Please.
It's a portion of each different family, right? It's.
Well, not much Alexandria though.
She picked, but I mean, even people that we didn't even get to get attached to, right? The good old gang. Who is that again?
Oh, the highwaymen. Oh my God, right?
I'm all the good old gang. Like, but I mean, it was interesting that there was at least one segment represent even Negan, right, with his wife, Jackie. I think her name was Jackie.
Yes.
What's that?
Frankie.
Thank you, darling. I was close. I had the
She
IE.
was a weird kill. So like the highwaymen, I think killed off some of her people. So I think that she had to head out for them. Enid and Tara were a power move because obviously they were the heads of Hilltop, the place that she actually confronted them at the Hilltop. So she knew them very well. The very last person we saw, Henry, obviously, because of what he did with her daughter and how much that would hurt someone like Carol, who she said she could not wait to meet in the episode. Oh my God.
Well, one of the things that I liked about the episode is Alpha takes Daryl, and Daryl like when he's walking away, he gives like Carol that nod, and I was like, oh, why are you not together yet? But he gives her the nod, and then she takes him to oversee all of the zombies, and she's like, we're amongst them, like we control all that shit. So none of that crew dies, which makes me super happy. But oh my God,
It was very crazy.
it was a mess.
There was a team of actual really good fighters that were going out to Hilltop to protect Hilltop because they were worried about the revenge that was going to happen, obviously, from their people and having Lydia still. And so they went out there to help Hilltop. Before they got very far, they were ambushed by many zombies and the Whisperers.
And they defended, though, right? For the most part, they defended. Yeah.
Until they were surrounded by just Whisperers. They killed all the zombies. And yeah, they walked Daryl off. And just true to the comic books, Alpha walks Rick off to the top of this building. It shows 100,000 zombies walking around. She says, my people are down there leading them around. They'll lead them wherever I want them to go. Like, these people, I can bring them upon you whenever I want to. She goes, I don't want to. She goes, well, we don't. We mark our territory. The very north marker is up top, and you will see our boundaries.
So that's the thing that's interesting, though. Like, at that point, she's in a power play mode.
Yep.
Power play mode. She sets a boundary. And I wanted to talk to you about this earlier.
Sure.
So, but she sets a boundary. Like, she could take total control.
Sure.
Total control. But she sets a boundary.
Right.
So I thought that was interesting. Like, what's the point in that? So we have bounced out a couple of things. I think you disagree with me that I feel like now that Tara's gone, that Negan is somehow going to lead Alexandria. He disagrees. I think it would be he has to make a comeback. He has
to earn it. It's going to be a long time before he gets any place.
And
in
I
power.
feel like little Judith is going to be right up there by his side. I really, as much as you disagree, I really feel like this is going to happen.
Well,
And-
she reminds him of her dad, Shane.
But what I love, so I don't even know what episode this is in. You're so terrible. I don't know what episode this is in, but that conversation that Judith has with Daryl, that really heart-wrenching, I don't know if it was in the episode before or this episode, where you see the flashback of Daryl and Judith talking, and I was like, Judith, Daryl should be your daddy now, and Carol should leave.
When you watch these episodes,
I have things in my head. I want the families to be what I want.
pull yourself out, and like what I try to do is just, Rick's gang isn't always the good guys, right? When he went and killed all those people in all of Negan's places, they lost hundreds of men, and they lost two. They lost Glenn and Abraham. Like right now, they killed. Daryl marched hundreds of zombies onto her camp. They killed many of the people out in the wilderness. Like, Alpha's lost all of her people because of this. And she put a boundary up, and they only lost a dozen people, which number-wise isn't that big of a deal. And she's saying, just leave us alone. Like, don't come past our boundaries, and we'll leave you alone. So much we have a team, we're for this team. A lot of them have been, trespassed upon, and we killed a lot of their people.
I feel like what we have now is you're going to have King Ezekiel, who lost his son. You're going to have Carol, that lost her son. You're going to have Negan, who's probably one of the badasses that could out-strategize. I haven't made up words in a minute. Strategize. He's going to out-strategize Alpha because they're like the same. They are really the same. So I feel like you got Negan in the mix. Like you have so many people now that are going to be vying for her because they've lost one from every single family. So I can't wait. And I feel like even the last season I was stoked for the finale. I'm so stoked for this finale because now I feel like there's not Jerry's head. Can I just say? Jerry
We love you, Jerry.
We love you, Jerry. Jerry didn't die. So, but I feel like this season finale is going to be probably one of the most epic that I've seen.
I don't think
really
so.
do.
I think
Why
this.
do you always have to disagree with me?
I mean, this is so poignant. This episode. If anything, it's going to be them recollecting and burying their loved ones and like coming up with a plan. Like this was like the peak. Like this is where they're going to be down the hill. They're going to bury their own. They're going to bury Glenn's. Be very somber. No one's going out half-cocked. They're really going to plan this out. We might see the scenes of Negan being left out.
This is why I disagree with you. So what we see in the highlights for the next episode, you see all the heads are gone. Judith and Daryl walk to, and she's kind of getting some closure a little bit, right? Which
We ended up a little bit north of that.
who did she?
Judith for who? I mean,
But
maybe.
and then you see winter is coming. So and how winter hasn't showed up in every single year. What I do?
That's a $20 bottle.
Lydia, thank you. I said Judith.
Her
Thank
closure
you.
with
I
Henry.
have my peanut gallery in the back who are super helping me out right now. So they're trying to get some type of a closure. I don't know if it's going to be so much of a burying the dead episode. I feel like the producers are like, we need to make something epic happen. I really feel that.
They did. Something epic did happen. So I think right now, like, it's going to be like a lot of people are going to be very pissed off at Lydia. A lot of people are going to be very pissed off at Daryl for letting her in. Especially the deaf person who said that we have everything to lose. She has no friends. So there's going to be a lot of solace. There's going to be a lot of like people taking.
Who is Lydia apologizing to that she let them in? That she knew that her mom was there at the end?
Oh, Ezekiel.
Yeah. So.
She made reparations. Like she tried to. She said we've seen her, but it was already too late. At that point, they were already dead.
Oh yeah.
Right. So definitely, she has a lot on her shoulders. She's a lot to prove now to stay there. And Daryl brought her there, so a lot of this is again on Daryl's shoulders again too. So I think about like when Frankie lost her son, it divides people. When people lost all the power, they lost all the leadership now, and so they have to atone for these things. And so there's going to be a lot of planning. They have their constitution's been signed by all of them now, so we'll see.
Well, the Constitution's been signed, and now you're missing a key leader. You're missing Tara. You're missing a key leader out of Alexandria. So who knows what happens there?
Good review.
Okay. It wasn't our Thanksgiving episode. Top
Yes, it was.
shelf.
It was one-on-one.
It was top shelf wild turkey.
still pretty high
It
for
was.
you.
It was so top shelf wild turkey that I had to bend over to pick the shit up.
We drink shitty whiskey sometimes. So let's give it.
I feel like we drink some shitty whiskey a lot.
You still recording?
Oh Jesus.
Yeah. We're going to give a shout out to you to Junction Brewery and Grill here at 101 West American Canyon Road in Marin Canyon, California. We love it here. Pork belly bites and wings are amazing. Shorty.
We have. The $10 the $10 fish and chips nights. Y'all should come for that. Get Cajun style. Oh my God, it's so good.
Yeah, I seen that's really good today.
So good. We got a full bar. We got Scott behind the bar. We got some great service here.
Look at this for Scott.
We had somebody that wanted just a free shot, but he's drunk and preoccupied, so it don't matter.
Oh, wow. So, keeps getting closer. So,
It's like, where's my free shot?
come out and see us here at Junction Brewery and Grill on Monday nights. During the summer, we're going to do a lot of, this is Kathy's Funko Pop here. On
nice catch.
A couple times this summer, we're going to do some review some horror movies. We're trying to do some booze and reviews. You'll see us have some of that. We'll do some rum. That way, Shorty get involved and not be so sober all the time.
I know. So next week we're here, right, for the season finale.
Yes.
And the week after, we're actually going to be at Epidemic Ales
Epidemic.
in Concord.
We're coming. We're gonna rock it.
Interviewing one of the owners to, like, Epidemic. It's all zombie related.
It's epic
That's
epidemic.
what- It's epic epidemic. So come join us for that.
It'll be a pandemic when we're done.
Okay.
Thanks. Okay, so now we're gonna do a bourbon
What
review.
was that?
This is me doing my academic, my words that rhyme with academic.
You missed it when you started.
Still recording?
Okay.
So we're gonna give you a review here of Four Roses Straight Kentucky Bourbon. Straight garbage bourbon. I don't think it's garbage. I love it. It's amazing. Four Roses makes a lot of really good whiskeys. Their bourbon's like small batch, and they're a single barrel, really, really fine whiskeys. We don't waste that on Shorty because she's a rum girl, so we should bring in the shit for her.
Exactly. Oh, they're really great. We're not going to have one of the really good ones, but you're going to get this one.
She likes it. She likes it though. She says she hates it. This is actually an $18 bottle. It's actually very, very affordable. And if you're like a bourbon fan, it's not going to age in the bottle.
It's not going to age the...
I like to drink
It
this
should,
whiskey.
because it's going to sit on whatever shelf you fucking put it on.
I like drinking this whiskey with Shorty because she's just a riot. Fuck it.
This is, I'm going to go with, I like their emblem.
Who would drink this whiskey?
Four Roses. Oh, I'm gonna say, what's her name? Mary Rose? What's her? Brett Butler. Tammy Rose. Tammy Rose. And Brett Butler, like, you can't say enough about her. I love her. This is for Tammy Rose right here.
I'm going to say the Highwaymen because there was 4 of them. And there's 4 roses, one for each of them.
I'm gonna say the highwaymen wouldn't drink fucking roses on a bottle.